What's up, y'all? This is LA Lately, and I have 3 very important women in my life with me today. Obviously, we're doing the Those Kind of Women segment, and I couldn't do it without these 3. This is Amber. She does my hair. Not today. I would just like to preface, they did not get me ready today. I did this all by myself. I know you're impressed. And this is Amber Cannon, Amber Lehman, who dresses me. And this is Mary Fernandez, who does my makeup. And all of these girls have been with me for a very long time. This is our newest member, and she's been here 7 years. So we're pretty loyal in this camp. Since we just did this math. 11, yep. And 2012, but like the beginning of 2012. So a long time. And we've lived a lot of life together. And I think it is so important as a woman to have really strong, empowering women in your life. And I just naturally, by the grace of God, got these 3. And we've lived a lot of life together. And I just kind of wanted to bring them in because they're all working moms. They all have babies that I have held in Glam or in fittings, that I love their kids. They're like my little nieces and nephews. Amber has 1. Amber, the other Amber has 3, and you have 3. 3. Yeah. So we got a lot of kids, and then I've got one I'm brewing up right now, baking it. Yeah. Aren't y'all excited to get to hold my baby? Yes. So, yeah, I just wanted them to kind of come on, and we'll talk about how we get ready and all of the really fun things. They're the best girls ever. It's really great to be surrounded by such great women. I was raised by those kind of women, and whatever kind of hell they're going through, Jesus was right there with them. I was raised by those kind of women. How long you been doing it, Amber Lehman?
Oh my gosh, 20 years? Ugh, I hate saying that. Makes me feel old. Well, I was in grad school. So I just kind of like changed direction.
Which is crazy. What did you go to school for?
Microbiology.
Oh, yeah. Microbiology. Just talking about this thing, you aren't going to know that. What? This is a side of you I didn't know.
She's like a really smart person, you guys.
I mean, it's honestly...
Not that we didn't know that about you.
Yeah. Smart and beautiful.
And beautiful.
Very beautiful. Do not. I mean, I do think the lesson in that is, go to college, get a degree, or don't. You can still end up doing something that you love, really fun.
So how did you get into styling?
Well, when I was in grad school, it was, microbiology and immunology, and we did tons of experiments, and the experiments would last sometimes like 12 hours or something. And so I would just during the experiments, go help a photographer friend of mine, help his clients, because he was kind of up and coming, and he'd be like, Amber, these guys cannot show up in like a North Face hoodie and have me take pictures of them. Like, you're fashionable, go help them with their wardrobe. And so I was like, okay, I like clothes. So then I would just help them. And so then eventually somebody was like, this is a job. Do you want to get paid for it? And I was like, what? Didn't even know it was a job. So yeah, it's kind of how it started.
Oh, and then when did you move to Nashville?
So I moved to Nashville.
Was you from Louisiana?
From Louisiana, I went to LSU, moved to go to Vanderbilt in 2002. Yeah.
And you just never left?
Never left. Well, I got into the industry working with artists because I was working with that photographer, and then he was shooting artists for labels, and then he would recommend me, and then one label gave me a chance and was like, oh, you want to get paid for this? And that honestly was when I was like, people get paid to do this?
How old were you when that happened?
I was like late 20s.
Late
20s, yeah. And so, I had to make a hard decision. I had to quit Vanderbilt graduate school, which you work so hard to get into a place.
How about your parents were like?
My parents don't. I mean, God love them. They they didn't.
You get a job? Perfect.
Right. They didn't go to college or put a ton of stock in that. So it was like, you have a job, you're happy. They were always have that. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's how I started working for labels, just word of mouth. I feel like word of mouth is probably really important for a lot of us.
I think Yeah. Yeah. How about you?
I've been doing hair 20 years, which is wild. But I took cosmetology school through high school, so I was a baby.
So you always knew when it did?
Kind of. I mean, I was a sophomore in high school, and my brother was a couple years older than me, and he had some girlfriends that took cosmetology school. And I was like, I could do that. That'd be fun. And then, yeah, just...
And then how did you get to... You did... Correct me. You did fashion shows.
Fashion week and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did the salon life for a long time in Charlotte, and then I moved here in 2012. And I was like, I want to freelance and do all this and that. I didn't know anybody. So just started doing like free shoots basically to build a portfolio, and then
So just meeting people and word of mouth.
And like, I mean, Mary's the reason I'm here because
That's true. Mary did tell us about
I
you.
don't know if we had met in person. We were just friends on Instagram, and
We were led away at hair girl
yeah.
or guy, but thank God we
I like keep it.
yeah. Keep it women. I do like being surrounded by women. I will say that.
Fun too.
Yes. And like, I'm never going to be in a scenario that you wouldn't understand. It's a very vulnerable, Glam is a very vulnerable time because you're like trusting people to get you ready from nothing. They're doing your hair and makeup and getting you dressed, which are the like 3 things in the morning that you do that you don't ever feel like you do good enough. And then you trust someone else to just like know your face and know your body and know your hair. And so if you find the right team, y'all always make me feel so beautiful. So I'm so thankful. And I just do think that it's nice that you're women because now I'm getting ready to breastfeed and I'm having a baby and y'all have all done it. It's like if there was a guy, it would be we might be talking about more about the chickens in the yard or something.
And we've all worked doing it. Like I've got time pumped in a shower. I ran in a music video. And it was for a male artist of mine. He was out doing a music video in this hotel bedroom. Okay. And so then I'm like, I'm about to explode. So then I'm like, okay, I have to he's singing and I'm supposed to be like making sure it's like stuff looks right. I had my little manual hand pump. And I walked around the back into the shower thing. All the cameras, here's him. I'm walking around the back and I'm in the shower.
Behind the shower, sir.
No, it was a clear stand-up shower. And I just kind of turned to the back and was like, just going to town with the thing. And then they're all like, okay, cut. Hey, his tie's looking weird. And I'm like, well, and
The milk's just.
let's shoot the milk. I think I'm pouring it down the drain.
Dang it.
You panicked and poured the milk down.
Like how I'm not going to say the artist's name. It would have freaked out if I'd walked out with
You had a milk in one hand and fixing his tie with the other.
This while I fix your tie.
Meanwhile, I would have. Yeah. Meanwhile, when you were breastfeeding, you pumped right there with us talking to you. We were just chatting.
And you did too.
You too.
I think those
You got the elite pumps. We talked about that yesterday. She sucked those suckers just in her shirt and they went to town. She's doing my hair and it's going shink.
hey, multi, do what you gotta do. And you have to pump.
That's going to be my other to be sitting there. And then Mary, tell them where you're from, how you got into it.
So I was born in Memphis, lived a while in Alabama, grew up in Nashville, and actually I homeschooled. So I started super young. I started interning in a TV studio in production, ring camera and all the things. And obviously makeup was like my end goal. So I kind of one day said, hey guys, like camera's cool, but I really want to do makeup. So
you were working the camera. I did not know this.
I never knew this.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
This is so crazy. How did we not know this? Okay. So you were working behind the camera. So if we ever get in a pinch.
If you get in a pinch, probably don't call me. She's like, listen.
Anyway, sorry. Continue. So you started behind the camera with an internship.
Yes. Yeah. So, and then I said, I love this, but like, I really want to do makeup. So they hired me, to do a local access commercial for my first makeup job. I had zero idea what I was doing. Like, no idea. And it was $50 for the day. It was like a 12-hour day.
You still work for that, right? You will. Sounds good. I'm having a baby, Mary.
I love you and everything.
Buy food at this point.
Or gas. So started there, no idea what I was doing, and then went to cosmetology after high school and just started assisting, which actually is kind of how we met.
Yeah.
I was working in a salon and assisting a makeup artist who was in the music business, and she was like my first introduction to that, and then
I grabbed a hold of you and never let go.
loved every minute.
And then, how did we get hooked up?
It might have been your record label. I
Probably.
had a couple things with a record label before, and I think they called me, and you were like this American Idol girl, and
Wait, was the first time you ever dressed me for CMA Fest?
that sounds right. The first time
And I remember this. Wait,
Okay, good. I'm glad you did.
I remember it just came to me. I sang with Martina McBride at Nissan Stadium.
Oh my gosh.
And I wore a little white dress with cowgirl boots and a belt and maybe a denim jacket. And I sang with Martina. I am 99% sure that was the first time you dressed me. Amber and I have been through some fittings now.
Oh my gosh. We have been through a lot of life phases, body phases.
Yeah, because when
emotional
we,
phases.
and you probably remember this too, definitely remember this, but so I struggled with an eating disorder for a really long time, and body shaming was not going great for me, and I would cry every fitting we had.
Yes. 100%.
My mom was there. I started doing this when I was 16.
She
so
had to be there.
Mom had to be there. I wasn't an adult. And you guys spent a lot of the time just trying to make me feel better about myself.
Yes.
I do remember that. Makes me so sad. And I'm
Makes me
having a
sad.
daughter now. Yeah. But I mean, my life changed suddenly overnight. I was in kind of my awkward phase on national television. People are ruthless online, which we've all experienced to a certain degree. And yeah, so I just remember being in your house or in your office and just sobbing.
Yeah, there were always tears. Literally.
And I'm pregnant now. We had a fitting yesterday. I didn't cry once.
No, and sometimes your mom would cry.
Did you ever cry?
Oh, after you
left.
Oh. She's like, yeah, every time. Every time you.
How did you stick it out with me?
Because I loved you so much.
Oh.
I'm serious. You're the most genuine artist that I work with. And I'm very loyal, and so are you.
Oh, yeah. Well, speaking of that time, I mean, how many times did I put my makeup on and cried it off and you had to redo it in that time? I mean, I was in my teenage years learning how to be famous and do this job, which I am a very outgoing person. I am not shy, but this job is it's a vulnerable job. Any artist that any of y'all love has a crew around them that get them up on that stage, that get them to do those performances. And without those people, we would just be we would never, I could never do it without having you guys around, because I make him sit down in that chair that day and after my dad passed away, or when I was going through a breakup, or I was not feeling great about my body at the time. And y'all's job goes way beyond makeup, hair, and a dress. Mm-hmm. It's so much women, for me, because you're all women, but pouring into me so that I can go out there and do my job. It is so true. It makes me actually kind of emotional. And I'm so pregnant. I'm almost crying now. But it's so, oh my God.
Yeah, I'm going to cry.
Stop.
It doesn't take much.
Tearing up, Lord. This is also happens. We have nothing women around.
A lot of
estrogen in this room right now. But it's so true. And obviously my job is very different than most women's job. But I do think regardless if you're a teacher or a nurse or whatever your job is, I think it's so important to have women around. Mm-hmm. As a woman, to have women around that pour into you daily in your work environment or in your home environment, whatever it is. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you need other really empowering mothers that are raising children and going through all of these things, especially now. I got a whole new perspective on motherhood, and I am just pregnant, not just, but because that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
But she's not even here yet, and I'm already protective and feeling oh gosh, what is my work life going to look like, and what are all these things? And I just think it's so helpful to have women around who've done it or are walking through it at the time. And I'm so fortunate to have you guys. And I just went off on a 10-minute tangent all on my own because I cried. But it's just, thank you, first of all, for being my people. You make my life and my job so much easier and more enjoyable. And there's also been a lot of laughs. We've had some funny moments. I've worn everybody's clothes here. I tend to forget undergarments. So I've worn your socks. Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of this. I'm going to share this. We just did the Kelly Clarkson show, which was a big deal. And things about me have gotten bigger. And I had to wear Amber's bra. Because we get to New York and my bra is too small.
Yes, and it looked awful.
We're like, okay, so pull that.
My boob was literally like
Pushing over it. You go on TV wearing this. Like, this is not good. And it was kind of last minute.
it was like an hour before we had to leave the hotel.
Glam was done.
We were like, what are we going to do? And you took your bra off and wore my bra, which was definitely too small for you.
Yeah, just kind of like did this down and tossed it.
I've worn your whole outfit before. I've done a wardrobe change in Mary.
Yeah.
I've worn your socks. I mean, you just do what you got to do. And that's what women do in general. Our job is very unique, right? Because we're getting ready for like TV shows. If people only knew.
Oh, they had no idea.
They make I go out there and I look so glamorous. Like, people have been so nice about how I looked on the Kelly Clarkson show. And I'm thinking I'm wearing Amber's bra.
I think one of the funny.
We went through 15 pairs of maternity spanks trying to figure out what made the dress look the smoothest.
Yes, we did.
One of the funniest things to me is when people say, "Oh, your job is so glamorous."
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, you don't know what
I don't even get to wear my bra sometimes when I'm with Lauren, okay?
My earrings.
You have earrings. I'm always forgetting something. I don't ever forget earrings if you're there because you bring them. But if you send them with me.
We just talked about this last night. Like, you can't.
I've lost the Kelly Clarkson earrings. Going to wear them on tour. They're gone. Anybody seen them? Gone. They're gone. Everybody like, oh. What's that supposed to happen every time?
Housekeepers.
We just got to let Molly be in the background on that one because that's true. Oh my In fact, she's put a bunch of jewelry back here for tour, and I'm like, that's going to be, half of that's going to be gone in 2 weeks. Obviously, I've talked a lot about how much you guys mean to me and have empowered me, but here are some of the women like throughout your life that inspired you, Amber.
I mean, I have to say my mom. She stayed at home with us. She's a stay-at-home mom, but just now being a mother and balancing both of that, it's just still, I look back at how much she sacrificed, even again as a stay-at-home mom, but just to.
And you are very close to
Oh, she's my best friend. She's so sweet. She is our best. Yeah. How about you guys?
Okay.
I would say my grandma. She is now, 90. She almost 96.
She's still kicking. Look at her go.
And I always saw her work so hard and invest so much in me and my siblings. But watching her work, she was a hustler.
You are too. So you wear that well.
Thank you. That's what I learned.
What's your grandma's name?
Charlene.
Charlene. That's sweet. Your grandma. I was very close to my grandmother too. How about you, Amber?
I was close to mine too. Yeah, she's still alive. She's 9. She just turned 92. They took her car away, and she is pissed about it. She's like, I could still drive that car, and I believe she could. But she worked so hard. She worked at a clinic that she's hired me on at when I was in high school. She was just like working her whole life out in the yard still, like, planting stuff, feeding the birds, just all that stuff. But I do think one point that you made, like seeing your own mother balance stuff while you're growing up, you really can't appreciate it until you have that baby. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, all the things my mom went through. It is going to come full at you. Like, how did she do that?
I already feel that about just being pregnant. Yeah. And like, because it's kind of scary to be pregnant.
Yeah.
Especially the first time. I'm like, okay, well, I didn't pass some sort of test. I'm just walking around with a baby in my belly. And I'm kind of clumsy and I'm stressed all the time that I'm going to fall down. And like, what am I supposed to eat and what am I not supposed to eat? And now, like, I'm 6 months pregnant and then you have to pick out a name and you prepare their bedroom. And I just was thinking, and my mom was a really young mom. Mm-hmm. I'm 30 and I'm so scared. Like, I'm not scared. I know I'm going to be the best mother I can be to her. But like, you don't ever really feel qualified or something. It's like not something that you read books and you feel like you know the curriculum. And I'm just like, I call my mom every day now. And I'm like, hey, I'm feeling this weird pain in my back. And like, is that normal? And she's like, yes, honey, you're fine. She's fine. She's the safest place she's ever going to be. And I'm like, it gets worse. And I'm like, I'm so worried. I said, when I start feeling her kick, I think I'll feel better. Now she's kicking. And when I go about 6 hours without feeling her kick or I don't notice it, I'm like,
I know.
look, should have pushed on the belly. Hey, not.
She's like, I'm going to sleep it.
And my mom was like, well, just wait, because then they literally hand you the baby and you go home with it. And you're like keeping it alive.
That first night is wild, too.
Mothers
Come from the hospital, you're like, well, I just brought home this child.
you just looking at this baby. You love it so much. And you're like, what are we going to do now? I know you said that to me. You were like, oh, yeah, just wait. They like give you that baby. You've been in the hospital a couple of days. People are helping. Yeah. Good luck.
Okay, go home. Strap him up in that car seat. We checked. It's good to go. And I'm like, okay.
And then, so we'll go home, and then y'all are going to meet us there.
What do I do?
Who's coming to the house? Which my mom is going to be with me after she gets here for like 10 days to 2 weeks. So, because my family lives out of town. Were y'all's family members close by? Your mom's from near here, but was she living here when you had your baby? So you just kind of had to figure it out too, huh?
Yeah, thankfully she came out for like 2 weeks with each. But yeah, we were.
I think that's good, right? To have some like support. How about her mom? Did she come help?
She came and helped, yes. But I think like having these type of people around you too, to like, I have like a little group of women I've been meeting with for like 20 years, which is like, I know people don't all have that. But to have this kind of thing where you can be like, oh my gosh, the kid's doing this. And then you're like, okay, I'll be over in 10 minutes with this wrap that I have at home that you're going to love this wrap. Like to have friends who will drop everything. Yeah. Do that with your mom or whoever's not available.
Yeah. Okay, so on day 15, I'm going to call y'all.
I know. Say my best friend was like, I didn't have anybody come to the hospital except my family, but the day we got home, she was like at my door with groceries, and it has like food and stuff, but I mean, groceries, clothes for the kids too. Yeah, my stepkids. But I mean, yeah, because it does, like you're saying. I mean, it's you see things about what they say about this, but a village. You have to have a village of people, whether that is friends, family, or whatever. You know that.
I know it's such. I do feel like. I hope y'all know who's in my village.
So the village is here.
Hey, it's me again. She's still breathing, but she sounds weird. That's what Mom said. I'm going to be like, every little thing they do, you're like, is this normal?
Yeah.
And especially, I want to talk to y'all about this because I'm going to continue to work. You've all continued to work. Some moms, their job literally becomes being a stay-at-home mom, which God bless them. Totally.
Yeah.
Like, wow. But every mom's different. And so for me, I'm going to be traveling. I am going to take 3 to 4 months off. Because I don't know how I would go from having a baby to playing a 90-minute set 2 months later. So, and I'm just going to try to figure it out. And I want to try to get her into a routine.
Yeah.
And me. And then we're going to figure the bus thing out. But I have always admired how much you guys balance work and being a mother. And I've never really felt like you've had to sacrifice one over the other. I'm sure you guys may have felt that way along the way, but as someone close to you and watching you do it, I've always admired how you are able to do both. It's so hard. Especially I got to watch you from the get very recently. Your baby's almost 2. So, kind of watching you have him and then getting back to work. This girl flew to California when she's like 36 weeks pregnant with us.
The day we were flying home, I was 36 weeks. My doctor was like, well, or the midwives, whoever it was, they would just say, like, in case you need to go to the hospital. I'm like, don't even put that.
If you had gone into labor on that trip, I would have been like,
oh my God.
Anyway.
I just was like, it's not going to happen. And then he was late, so we were.
Yeah, you were waiting on him to come, I remember. But I just kind of want to talk to y'all about how you balance it. Like, obviously you have people that help and you have to have your people, but what did that look like for y'all? Do you have any advice for me? I'm very nervous. I feel like I know the first 3 months are going to be very difficult because I'm going to be like learning how to be her mom, how to be a mom.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm going to have to incorporate my job. And I am a little anxious about that. So thoughts, concerns, advice.
You're the most recent to do it. I have a 6-year-old. That's my youngest.
Yeah.
You have a 2-year-old.
Yeah, you're just.
You're still doing it.
Yeah, I'm still doing it. It's hard. I mean, I feel like I haven't had a ton of travel since I've had him, but the few that I have, it's like
Hard to leave.
But
Yeah, I've just been told that when I fly, it will be easier to leave her with her dad.
yeah.
And you've had to do that. And I literally yesterday, this conversation came up. We were filming another one of these. And I was asking someone else about advice on traveling with the baby. And they said sometimes, like, when you fly, it will be easier to leave her with her dad because you're kind of in and out. And then you have to take the pack and play and all this stuff. And then especially, like, if you don't have the dad going with you or, like, your mom or a nanny or some sort of help, you have to, the best thing for the baby may be to leave her at home in her environment. And I was like, it's the first time someone said that to me. And I was like, wait, so I'm gonna leave her? And I haven't even met her. And I'm like, because I've gotten, it's so funny, like initiate something in your brain when you know you're going to have a baby and it's going to depend on you. That's the second you become a mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you really become a mama vet when you get home on that first night in the hospital.
You're like,
but it does change you immediately. It's so crazy. And I'm like, just even envisioning leaving her is insane. I know it's probably still so hard for you.
Yeah. My first trip, that's funny that my first trip was for your bachelorette and I came for one night. Remember? Because I was like, I'm terrified. And I remember getting to the airport and be like, I think I'm just going to leave. I don't know if I can go. I mean, y'all know, I'm sure to remember. It was like,
I remember.
I felt good once I got there, but I was like, this is terrible.
And you did great. And
He
was
had
great.
trips since then, and it's been great. But
it's just like a situation. Like, how do you do it?
I just think that he probably doesn't have the concept of time. Like it's, and he's taken care of. You've got a good support system.
I faced there with y'all last night. I don't think he remembers you going on my bachelorette.
No. He was like 8 months old.
He didn't seem to hold it against me.
No. But yeah, I mean, just.
And so you just like, so Steve, your husband, is that who, and your mom maybe helped out?
Yeah, your mom helps a ton.
And you just figure it out. So you just find people. Oh my goodness. And I guess you've never really traveled with him.
Not for,
For work.
Yeah.
I'd let you though, for the record.
We go, I'm told her someday, let's just have
He's come here
for the babies. Oh yeah.
He's come here and I've held him. And how about you guys? You don't travel as much, I know, but just talk about balancing work and being a mom in general.
Yeah. I mean, this job is so hard because things do come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And so I have an extremely supportive husband. And I know that is not everybody's story, but he's also freelance. Now, being freelance comes with its own set of deal. Like our insurance is terrible and, our retirement, God knows I'll be working until I'm like 80.
I know an insurance guy. Cameron!
Yeah, you got it.
Sorry, gosh. But I have a very supportive husband who's also freelance. So we co-parent like 50-50, like 100%. I have him. But I have to also I have a girl who comes 2-3 days a week after school for a couple hour chunk that just helps. And I think my kids know when I'm there, I'm very present. And so that would be one of my hugest things of like advice is just be so intentional with your kids when you are with them. Like one of the things that I have heard and read and taken up practice like recently is you need 10 to 20 minutes of undivided attention that your child gets every day. And that's all they need. is 10 to 20 minutes. So like the other day I could tell.
Who did this?
Yeah.
Tell me about this.
Yes. And it has helped me so much because you can feel so guilty thinking I'm going to have to spend enough time with them. If I was a stay-at-home mom, like I'd be with them all the time and I'm not with them all the time. And so like the other day, I felt like my daughter Ari was at a deficit. And so I just was like, okay, this work stuff can wait. Like we can just go sit down 20 minutes.
20 minutes is nothing.
20 minutes of sitting down, playing with her little Barbie dogs, you know, and subby dogs. They're so cute. So like Barbie. So that would be like, you're going to be gone a lot. You're not going to be with them a lot. But I think when you are with them, even if for me, it means working at night a lot, like being with them, cooking dinner for them. And then at night, maybe I'm doing receipts for 2 hours, but it's just the sacrifice that I want to make so that I can be very present when I'm with them.
Yeah, that's great.
That's helpful for me. Yeah, because I'm still new in this. I mean, we're just
Listen,
2 years in.
Amber and I
It
are
still
like-
feels very fresh. I'm still sitting there like, I want
Intentional timing.
10 to 20 minutes.
0 MINUTS exclamation point.
I mean, but there's going to be so many days when you're with them
spelled
all
it wrong.
day.
Yeah,
I just spelled minute wrong.
Yes.
You definitely did. I forgot the E, didn't I? MINUTES. Also, rockstar husband too. You have a great husband that helps out. So talk about how you've balanced work and being a mom.
Well, much like Amber, I'm so grateful that I have a partner for sure in my husband. So he picks up the slack when I am not able to do that. And same for me if I can with him. And he's also self-employed, runs his own business, which is amazing. But my biggest thing, I think, was obviously I traveled along the way, but I knew at a certain point once my kids were just a little bit older, because mine are older, 17, 16, and 10, that it would get easier, you know, and it does. It does, because it's like they're in school, they're having fun, they're doing the things, and it's not as much of, like with Rocco, you leave him and he's like,
Yeah.
and
It's
it's
not even 10.
it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So once they're older, it's much easier to say, okay, have fun with daddy today, and, or, you know, whatever. So I think the biggest thing for me is, much like Amber, being intentional with that time that I'm home, because I do most of my job right now is travel. And then also one of the big things that I've done with my kids, which thankfully they have been so receptive to it, but almost like learning boundaries of, hey, mom's had a hard day, so when she gets home, we're going to give her a hug. And if she doesn't really say much back, or we can kind of tell she's had a hard day, we're going to let her be for about 10 or 15 minutes. And my whole family knows that that's kind of the drill. If I'm like overstimulated,
it can be draining.
stressful.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be
So
very draining.
And you know, you're in somebody's space all day, or you're just around different energy.
You're in people's face all day. Like
Yeah.
your job is to be face to face with someone all day. You get the back of the head, means same thing.
The emotional side.
Yes, it's a lot.
Dang, though, that's a good point. Because then to come home and be like, I got to really turn it on.
Right.
You know, like,
Especially with a toddler. You're in the toddler phase. So it's like,
But I mean, I think with that too is like speak up for what you need, and don't try and do everything. Like, make it very aware to your people, your village. Like, I need this, or I don't need this, or
I can do this or I cannot do this.
yeah. That's
And
been
there's
a big
gonna-
learning thing for me.
There's going to be times when you come home from a trip, even if it's a quick turnaround, where you're like, I am tapped out. I did on-camera interviews, I performed, or whatever the situation is, and you're just going to feel like you have nothing left. And you're going to need that 15 minutes just to say, okay, deep breath, everything's okay. I need to recompose myself so I can be
In your bedroom or wherever you're supposed to be. And you go be able to.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can't, it is physically impossible to be on 100% of the time.
Yes.
And when it comes to your job and the level of perfectionism that comes with that, you have to understand where your limitations are. And it's okay to say, I can give 100% here, but I can only give 50% here, whatever way that splits up, and then have your partner pick up the slack. That is absolutely what has gotten me through.
I do think Cameron will be a great dad. He will. I think he will be. I am very fortunate. Cameron works in an office, but he doesn't have to go to the office every single day. So that will help tremendously if I have to leave and she's still Rocco's age. I mean, they're not really going to school at Rocco's age.
Yeah, I mean, there's
They might go to daycare.
yeah, I mean, I don't want them to go to daycare.
Yeah. So if you have the option, or your mom's close by too, which really helps.
Yeah.
But I think Cameron will. We've started having those conversations of like, what will this look like? Because, well, I think I'll have to rip her out of his hands so that I can interact with her if he acts anything towards our daughter like he acts towards the animals. He's upset. He's such a nurturer. But it is interesting to just kind of, it changes the whole dynamic of your life to think about because they're dependent on you.
Yeah.
It's not like a husband or like a friend or a boyfriend or whatever. Like this little baby won't live without your care for it. So
And in like at my instance, and probably all of y'all, I have to work. They are dependent on me, and I am in a position where I have to work for them to.
well, yes, in our house, I make most of the income. Like my husband has an excellent job, and he makes a lot of money. But with the bills I have, just to keep my business going, just to keep it going, and we're not going to be touring and stuff. Like I'm going to have to be working to some capacity when she's a baby, a newborn.
Yeah.
I don't really look. We're trying to figure that out. We're doing like, hopefully partnering with brands and things like that to kind of supplement the income a little bit because I won't be touring this summer.
Yeah.
And so as soon as I am able to tour, I'm getting back out there and doing it. It's just
Because you have to. Yeah.
we got to pay these bills. We have these bills that have to be paid. And I am not obviously taking away from my husband's career because he has an excellent career. And if we wanted to, technically, we would move and live in a different. We could live off of my husband's income.
Yes.
100%. But the life that we currently live, I have to work as well. And I want to. Like, I'll enjoy working.
Yeah.
It's just going to look so different having a baby around. So, but I am very fortunate that I got all of y'all who have done it and are doing it and in different phases.
So you have all the phases. You really do.
Yes. It's so crazy. Like, so your kids are the oldest. And then your youngest and your oldest are the same age. It was close by. And then you have the newest. I'm going to call y'all about all different cuts. But isn't that cool?
Those are very cool. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for coming. I love y'all so much. This is so great. And for all of you moms out there, new moms, moms to be, find your women. It's so important to have empowering women around you. I love you guys so much. Prepare. I'm going to have y'all on speed dial when this little nugget is here.
Those kind of women, and whatever kind of hell they were going through, Jesus was right there with them. I was raised by